The Women's Leadership for Peace and Security in the Great Horn of Project brought together 40 women leaderships from the Horn of Africa, G40, to enhance the participation and contribution of women in national and regional peace and decision-making structures and process. We've been working peace and decisions making structure and process. We've been working together since 2009. We have held 10 missions in 6 countries in the region, focusing on addressing gender, peace, and security concerns in relation to UNSCR 1325. We've developed recommendations in each of these missions with a view towards obtaining response from national governments, the African Union, IGAD, and civil society to address gender equality gaps. We appreciate the interventions and policy responses and urge you to continue to address the identified gaps. We further appeal to you to respond to the continued and emerging concerns highlighted below.
First of all, we encourage and provide support to national, states, and regional bodies for the development and implementation of United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 action plans. Secondly, provide resources and build the capacity of civil society organizations at national level to mobilize for the development and implementation of 1325 resolution. Third, ensure that the National Constituent Assembly and parliamentary quota of 30% for Somali women has agreed to pay the signatories of the roadmap in Garawa 2 is adhered to. There is a growing concern inside Somalia that this quota will be denied, as has happened before. There is therefore a need to develop a consensus among Somali elders, government, religious leaders, and the international community regarding the role of Somali women in Somalia's current peace process. Fourth, pressure the government of Sudan and the fighting groups to cease fire immediately. Access to humanitarian assistance is vitally important and must be provided. Ensure that the government of Sudan allows for this assistance. Pressure parties to the negotiations to arrive at a positive agreement. Ensure women's participation in the current negotiations between North and South Sudan. 6. Respond to the human trafficking and body organ harvesting of African refugees. Thank you.
Here I am going to share with you the recommendations to Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD. The first one is develop and implement regional action plan for the implementation of the UN Security Council 1325. Second, ensure women's participation in several local and national early warning committees. Third, South Sudan became independent in July 2011. South Sudan civil society should have representation in IGAD's civil society forums. The fourth one is, in conjunction with the AU, pressure the government of Somaliland to ensure the requirement gender representation of elected local councillors in the upcoming elections. Thank you.
Last but not least is to our dear national governments. 1. To develop national action plans with required implementation and monitoring and evaluation mechanisms and resources for the implementation of UN Security Council Resolution 1325. 2. Ensure civil society input into the national action plans for UN Security Council Resolution 1325. 3. Review the ways in which civil society women can be more fully engaged in addressing gender, peace, and security concerns within the respective countries. 4. We reiterate the need for women's participation in peace and security structures and processes in all the countries in the region. 5. Investigate and offer the necessary protection against the abuse of Ethiopian domestic workers in the Middle East. As we move forward, we, as the G40 Regional Alliance, striving for gender representative and gender-responsive peace and security in the region, trust that we can continue to count on your support to reach our common objectives and implement our strategy. Thank you for listening.